performed supremely well. Geramu, now the 4th fastest marathon runner of all time, when he finished runner-up to KIPCHOGE last year. But there he is, the greatest marathon runner of all time, no question, no doubt about that. He was a world champion on the track back in 2003, the Olympic champion in the marathon. Race underway. It's chilly, it's wet, but we are up and running in London. 45,000 people, as Gabby's been talking about, all around the country since midnight have been out running the miles. After this first kind of 3/4 of a lap, they'll have 19 laps left to go. And watching every single step will be Andrew Cotter and Hannah. Andrew, first of all, we had a good women's race. Favourite one?
Yeah, and this one will be along those similar lines in that you have, as you mentioned, the races within the races, because already you see that second group there, and it was very strange to see Mo Farah about 4 rows back in the start, not getting a full introduction, because his job today, he knows his job today is to try and pace some of the British athletes to try and get that qualifying standard or to try and get personal best. So he's in a red Pacers vest with a black hat on, and he's in there for the likes of Chris Thompson, who he's known and trained with for a long, long time.
Yeah, I'll bring Hannah in a minute. First of all, we'll just look at the full start list. We mentioned Kipchoge, Geramu, Wasihun, one
impressive athlete, but you see that gap that that first group already has to the second group out on the road.
No, but you've got to run the race. I mean, these guys have had their build-up broken up by COVID, as all of us have had our lives disrupted, and you don't know how far away they are from their normal training environment and how much that might affect them. So I do think it'll be interesting to see how it plays out and watch that all fall into place.
I like the comical idea that I have a training group, four-legged training group.
Okay, so 14:48, that's just under 2 hours 5 pace, so it's not that quick early on in the men's race. Early stages yet, just settling down, getting used.
Power he has, Scullion, and he's not built similar to many other marathon runners. He's very strong in the upper body, but he's a very, very impressive marathon runner, and looking to get perhaps below 2:11 today. Such a simple thing. You know, we'll just have a look at the leading men, the times
makers, and just signs that things are beginning to move a little bit quicker. They went through the third 5 kilometer section in 14:46. Yeah, but the difference between Koskai had one person he's got Geramu, he's got others, and he's just missing his drink there as well. So this is halfway point, just about to pass. We'll get the split, and as you can see there, they're going to be outside 2:06 pace. They've just run a 4:50 odd mile. I mean, that really, when you think that he operates at 4:40 miles, there you go. We are just under 2 hours 6 pace, just.
The front again for the denouement of the race. But there's what was the British group, and in fact now there's Peter Herzog has pulled away, Tristan Woodfine of Canada. So then the gap back there to the 2 Britons, Ben Connor and Johnny Mellor, just about side by side.
Yeah, I've seen them running past in front of us over the last couple of laps, and that group did start to break up. Herzog was the one who put the pressure on. Begin with Ben was looking as though he wanted to go with. And remember, Hannah, I said what we both said, didn't we, a little while ago? You still got half an hour to go. So they've dropped their pace now, but they're still running pretty strongly, and the 2 of them are racing now. And that will help. One of them's going to come out on top, obviously, but the 2 of them are almost helping each other to keep the pace moving.
No, the fantastic news is they're well on pace to get under that Olympic qualifying time. So we can see Ben Connor getting that Olympic qualifying time and joining Johnny Mellor, Callum Hawkins and Mo Farah as the British athletes with that qualifying time. But this is going to turn into a real race in the last couple of laps between these 2, and I think they will push each other to get every second out of themselves.
2 laps to go for Ben Connor and Johnny Mellor, the 2 best British athletes in the race. And at the front, Katata, well, he works on the family farm. He's got 4 sisters, 3 brothers, and he said, I started reading about the great Ethiopian runners when I was at school, and that's what got me involved. And you look at Lema, when he first started running at age 17, He had to run barefoot. He couldn't even afford a pair of shoes, he said. And all of these guys, there's Chris Thompson just being passed with Dewi Griffiths as well. And, sorry, Josh Griffiths, of course. Not Dewi Griffiths. Josh Griffiths. So these men, Lemmer, and then Geramu, we said, and Wasserhund, who's performed so well here last year. But I keep saying I've been really impressed by Kipchumba, Vincent Kipchumba in the blue, the only Kenyan in that lead group. Lemmer last year, third in the Berlin Marathon when he ran that 2 hours 3:36. One of the quickest runs of all time. Kitata still nibbling away at the front, isn't he? Still looking as though he's got what it takes, but you have to say Kipchumba for a long, long time has looked good and has looked comfortable. This is going to be a sprint. Who's got the legs? A couple of more corners left. A few hundred meters of running, that's all. It's like a track race now. Kitata just with half a meter. Lemmer's back there as well. Kipchumba looks as though he's ready, but can any of these men raise anything more than just an increased cadence? Can any of them actually start sprinting? They'll be tired, the legs will be hurting. And now Kipchumba on this side and Lemmer on the other side. Kitata's the only one who responds, or it's Kenyan who's just forging ahead. Not by much though, it's only half a meter. Neck and neck, stride for stride. Kipchumba and Kitata, the two of them locked in battle. Nobody giving even half a centimeter, but now Kitata finds a little bit extra. It's going to be Kitata who takes the victory. Kipchumba second, Lemmer third. A great finish to the men's London Marathon in 2020, and it's Ethiopia who take the title in the form of Shira Kitata. Second 2 years ago, and it's sweet, sweet victory for him in this very special year. Geramu, even though he looked the best, couldn't raise the sprint that the others could. Wasserhund, his teammate,